Hey guys, how's it going? So not a overly long video this week. Not really had much chance to do anything in the brewery. It's a case of so all I'm really going to do is give you a little bit of an update on the control panel build. It's not really gone that far ahead in the last week or so, but I think I'll give you a show of what I'm doing, and also kind of just talk about it a little bit. Alright, so first things first, I know the workbench is a fucking tip, but it's a case of lots of stuff going on, and yeah, so apology but not an apology. So anyway, let's talk about what I've been up to. So first of all, the front. So I've gone ahead and still using the PC base unit as my main box. I've gone ahead and pre-drilled all of the holes for the components, or the switches and bits and pieces, got my PIDs and all of that. Only thing I am waiting on, I've decided that because I'm probably going to be getting some half decent pumps at some point in the future, I'm going to get an extra couple of switches, stick them in here, and even if I don't have them wired up to start with, I'll have that all sorted. So a couple of holes in there because I've been testing some of the electrics that I wasn't too sure on, around how relay works and bits, which I'll show you in a sec. But I was just using lights as a way to guide it, so that's why there's some holes. Something I am going to have to do is remove all of these, and I'm going to give it a base coat once the last two holes are made. Just to kind of give you an idea, so up here is a key switch, because I thought that'd be cool, with a general power light to say when the overall unit is on. So the HLT and boil kettle PIDs will, when they are heating the elements, going to have lights on. So this switch here will dedicate power to only one at a time, because I've got no need to have power going to both. I'm not planning on doing any double day brew days. If I do, I might change the wiring in the future. Maybe it depends, or you know, double day brew day just has to take, you know, 5 hours, no, 10 hours or whatever. And anyway, these switches are just general power switches that'll be for the PIDs. So that's the front. Oh, and I'm going to have this emergency stop button. All of my wiring, I'm following the Electric Brewery website for all of that. They do have English voltage diagrams as well. It's a case of, I'm not going to be actually explaining it to people because I'm not an electrician. I'm just giving it a go because I've got basic understanding of how it all works. Basic, very basic. But yeah, it's a case of don't use me as a guide. Go on to the Electric Brewery website. They've got all of the instructions there, or get someone that actually knows what they're doing to do it. With regards to the actual rest of the base, I've still got a load of bits in there. So first of all, I got myself because there's quite a few holes and I was struggling with filling them, I got myself a bit of aluminium, and I've kind of just screwed that into this. I'm probably going to put in a bit of sealant around the side, and we've got our 3-point power, so we're going to have power in, and then these are the power outs to the elements. All good with that. Put in some holes there for the probes to come out of, because I'm planning on it being on the left side of all of the bits, so everything should come out that way. Now, one of the things that I do still need to do and sort out properly is, at the moment I've got my SSRs on the inside. They've got the heat plates and they're just kind of held in there, but I know that a lot of them have the actual heat sinks on the outside. I'm gonna have to have a play about, decide what bits I need to cut out to get them pointing out and all of that good stuff. So I've still left the other bit. So originally the SSRs were going to be up here, but it's a case of I realised that, and with them poking out, but I then realised that that was going to get in the way of the power key. So that's one of the other things that I would say to people when they do this, is that work out your dimensions on the inside and what goes where. I just started cutting holes in the front where I thought it'd be cool to have things. I didn't overly think about it. Turns out most of it's okay, it doesn't interrupt too much. It's a case of these 3-point connectors, plugs, actually stick out quite a chunk, so that's something I've got to be aware of. So that's very close to one of the PIDs. It's okay, and it's mainly, and that's obviously the earthing one, so nothing bad really can come off of that. So, and oh, by the way, also I've got an earthing bar there, which everything is going to be attached to. That's the inside. I've not put in my hot bar or neutral bar yet, but that's just going to be, and one sec, I'll show you. Oh, sorry about that. So I'm just going to be using these 30 amp, what's it called? Connectors. Everything's a fucking connector. But yeah, so it's a case I'm just going to be using this, work out how many I'm going to need, and I'll have a neutral and a live one. They'll just be glued bottom or back or something like that. So what I will show you is, apologies, it's a bit messy. Let's see if there's a better way of filming this. One sec. Right, so I've got here just a little bit of a wire up of how the relay works, just because I wanted to test it out before doing everything for real. You know, it's a case of practice before the important stuff. Obviously, if you look at this and go, that's all shit connections, it's a case of I've not crimped anything. Everything's there basically just for me to have a bit of a practice, so don't send too much hate my way. Just for people that don't know how it works, although I'm sure the guys that watch this, you all know. It's a case of, so with the relay, what it is that you've got, I think it's called the coil connector, and it's a case of when power is running between here and here, also so live power coming in here and then power running out back round to the neutral, yep, live through to the neutral. That's what turns the relay on and sends power, instead of between these two, it sends it between this one and this one, and it does it with an almighty click when the power is running between the coil. So what that means is that when there is power running to it, this light here, which is connected between, so we've got power coming in here, jumping to the middle one, now I've got wire coming out to this light and then going back to the neutral, and this light will be on all the time when there's power to it, unless I run power between here and here to the neutral, and when that happens, it's a case of the circuit connects through these two, shown by this light, and it all runs through. So without further ado, we have power, we have light from that one, then we've got, see, I'm using my key switch, which is turning that, so when turning, sends the power here. So it's a case of, through the whole series of switches, we're going to be That's how we're going to kind of control what power is going to the elements as well as with the SSRs. Just thought I'd show you what I'm playing with at the moment. Yeah, so I'm really quite keen on this. Oh, loose connection. Let's not touch that. Right then guys, so that's about it really. What I'll be doing is doing a little bit more content for next week, but I wanted to make sure that I got a video out for you. If you like the video, click the like button, share if you want to share. If you're not already subscribed, click that subscribe button, and catch you later. Take it easy guys.